Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. We are from Group 4 in class PBE 4. We are about to present you a topic about qualitative research design from our class seminar or research proposal. Our group, there are Antari Nur Fatima, Dian Laila Pertiwi, Lina Ayudia, and Ingu Hayudinda. So the first material will be delivered by Andari. Andari, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for moderator. Okay, the first material that is qualitative research design. Qualitative methods describe and analyze individual or group occurs, events, social dynamics, attitudes, beliefs, and perception. Qualitative research is preferable when the data is more in-depth, detailed, and uncovered. Qualitative research has fewer respondents or study objects than qualitative research because it prioritizes data depth above data quantitative. Qualitative 5 key subfields. The first is phenomenology, the second is ethnography, the third is case study, fourth, grounded theory, and the last is historical method.
Okay, thank you, Andari. And the next material will be delivered by Dian Laila.
Okay, I will explain about phenomenology, ethnography, and then case study. For the first one is phenomenology. Phenomenology research is a qualitative study that attentively observes and listens to people's explanations and understanding of their experiences. It is observes and listen, attentively observes and listen people's explanation and to understanding of their experience, and then understand and explain, seeks to understand and explain a person's life experience, including interaction with others and the environment, and then implementation based on effort to understand and describe the intrinsic characteristic of the phenomena that occurs in oneself. Next slides. And next is ethnography. Ethnography is a branch of the social science and humanities. Ethnography is from the word ethnos, which means tribe, and graphein, which means writing or description. Ethnographic study examines how people in a society use language to communicate. It also examines how language shape and function society. The characteristic is cultural themes, a culture sharing group based on fieldwork description in ethnography, content, and then researcher reflexivity. And then types. The types is realist ethnography and then critical ethnography. Realist ethnography shows objective condition in a cultural group report from a third point of view. The researcher will describe the facts in detail and report what is observed and heard from group participants while maintaining objectivity. And then critical ethnography. Nowadays, critical ethnography is also popular. This critical ethnographic approach is research that tries to respond ongoing social issues such as gender and emancipation, power, status quo, inequality of rights, and equity. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And then case study. Case studies investigate a case or social phenomenon's origins, conditions, and relationship. Case studies are conducted on a unified system, such as a program and even a group of people in a given situation. Case study research is a method used to find or investigate problems in depth about an individual, group, institution, social movement, or event related to the phenomenon, context, and time. And the characteristic of case study research, a study has the characteristics to be said to be good research. The characteristic of good case study research have the following characteristics. First, viewing the object of research a case of problem, and then viewing case and as contemporary phenomena, and then done based on the facts or existing facts. Next, using various data source for research, and then the last one is using the appropriate theory as a guide or research reference. Okay, I think enough. The next material will be explained by Lina Ayudia.
Okay, I will explain about grounded theory. The first is grounded theory. Grounded theory research examines core principles and or enhance a theory. Use observation and field studies to collect data and compare categories, phenomena, and situations using deductive, inductive, and verification investigations until the data was saturated. Next slide. And then historical method. Historical method study uses historical fact and witnesses to recreate the past. So this data can be found in historical documents, artifacts, verbal accounts, and credible live witnesses. Because it examines that have passed the of such events, phenomena are seen as development or change based on time shift. Next slide, please. And then we have participants in qualitative research uses purposive and snowball sampling. Qualitative studies are applicable to similar social settings, not the qualitative research uses research, participant, or informant instead of respondent. So what is purposive and snowball sampling? Data sources are sampled with purpose, and then snowball sampling is used for tiny data sources that grow. Qualitative researchers can determine their sample before and throughout their investigations. And based on the prior sample, researchers select individuals to contribute data. Researchers can find more samples for more data. I think enough. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Lina. Next, I will be explaining about qualitative data collection. So there are 4 ways to collect the data for qualitative research. The first, there is interview. In this interview, it's divided into 6 types interviews. The first is deep interview with general instructions, open standard interview, structured interview, unstructured interview, and semi-structured interview. And the next is observation. The way to observe in qualitative data collection, there are participatory observation, unstructured observations, and observes a study topic. The next is documentation, which is gathering data by documenting data that already exists. And the last is focus group discussion, which understanding the behavior and attitudes of a group of individuals or to find out perceptions, insights, and explanations about social. And next is qualitative data analysis. So qualitative research design use thematic analysis, which the steps of the data analysis is understanding data, composing code, and searching for things. Last is data trustworthiness. There are credible, transferable, dependable, confirmable, and participation extension, observation, persistence, triangulation, peer checking, sufficiency of references, negative case studies, member checking, and last, extensive descriptions. These are the way of how you find the trustworthiness in your qualitative research. Okay, so that's all about our group presentation about qualitative research. And thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.